Remember?
Very nice.
Good morning.
As long as you have pictures and the lovers have to suffer, that will come to Michael Zilber, one of the Gionei Ador, told me he used to wait. Oh, he went on the Yashin once. He says, he's a minute of his time is $1,000. What is with the life?
Right.
That's a reason, but American tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the answer is this is part of the land's concern. Good morning.
Good morning, Rabbi Prague.
Good morning.
We are looking at Rambam Sefer as a key. You have picture of the Orlando.
That it's not like we couldn't get it. It's, yeah, so it's no way.
Ronnie, the sound is terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all muffled. It sounds very muffled. Is the microphone being covered or something?
I have to tell Rabbi Prague, the microphone doesn't seem to be working, or you're sitting away from it or something.
No, so what's the story?
Volume maybe.
Okay.
Wait, let's see.
It's a little better now. It's a little better
It's a
now.
little better now.
Okay.
All right, how about now?
Yeah, much better.
Much better. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you.
Jojo Baruch Hashem is here.
Thank you, Jojo.
We're talking about Shaf Harei Miklat. Let me show you two very interesting Rambam. First, look a second at Perek Vav. But it's important to visit them for the kids at least. Look a second. Rambam Perek Vav Alachat Dalet. Vav Dalet. We're talking about Goel Adam. ויש הורג בשגגה, ותהיה השגגה קרובה לזדון. והוא שיהיה בדבר כמו פשיעה. For instance, you drive your car, you feel that the brakes are not perfect, but then you step on the brakes fail, and you kill the person. It's definitely not mezid, but it's definitely not shogeg. Because you know that your brakes are. So the Rambam labels it into the category of shogeg karov lemezid. Says the Rambam, השגגה קרוב למזיד. בדינו שאינו גולה. This fellow cannot go to a refuge city. Why? It's not a shogeg. We cannot execute him either because it's not מזיד. מפני שעוונו חמור, אין גלות מכפרת לו. You know what the Rambam says? Galut, says the Gemara in Makot, is a kapara. Your avera is one step higher, so Galut doesn't do anything to you. Ve'en harei miklat koltot oto. There's no point of him going to a ir miklat because there's no room for him there. She'en einam koltot, אלא מחויב גלות בלבד. So it comes out that a man who kills in the example I gave you, for the rest of his life, he has to be in a bunker, or he has to have bodyguards. Because at any given time, when the Goel Adam gets him,
Rabbi Prague,
yes,
if would you consider a person who drives drunk,
100%.
he would be
Karov lemezid. You can't say he's mezid. He doesn't want to kill. The fact that he went behind the wheel is the mistake. But he didn't go to kill. He knows that the consequences, so subconsciously he knows. This is a good example. Anyone that goes under the influence of alcohol is definitely should get karov lemezid for the rest of his life. Goel Adam can take care of him. Look in Halacha. Bumaya says, so what should this fellow do? Yeshev וישמור עצמו מגואל אדם, he has to go to a bunker or hire bodyguard. Now listen to the other examples the Rambam gives that the Goel Adam has a free hand and the murderer cannot find refuge in the Miklat. Look what
Well,
it says.
does Beit Din get involved in here? If it's a ger, there's no relatives.
We learned yesterday that if there's no Goel Adam, Beit Din appoints someone to be Goel Adam.
Rabbi,
Part of the kapara of this fellow is to be in fear the rest of his life.
It seems worse than even being in the prison.
He would not go to a binyan, wherever he goes. You see problems. Yeah, yes.
if I, as an army person, which is going to make it complicated, if I'm a soldier and by mistake I kill another soldier in friendly fire, would that be it's because it's war, because it's an army, I doubt it applies, but is it possible?
As you well know, every time there is friendly fire, there is a commission to investigate. So look a second in Halacha Aleph. Look in Halacha Aleph. שלושה הם ההורגים ולא כוונה. Three types. A, יש הורג בשגגה והעלמה גמורה. This is the real shogeg. I'm chopping wood. I checked the road under me. And this is ויש. I would categorize no case of friendly fire into this case given. ויש הורג בשגגה ותהיה השגגה קרובה לאונס. היא קרובה לאונס. והוא שיהרה במיטת זה, the way he was killed, מאורע פלא, שאינו מצוי ברוב מאורעות בני אדם. You understand? This is not common. We had the ones by us in Flatbush, a fellow in a wheelchair. They were surrounding the house of a wanted terrorist. One of these, obviously the plan went to break in, and one of his friends, one of the soldiers around, lost it and never pressed on there. He's paralyzed for the rest of his life. It's definitely karov leonis. Interestingly, in this particular case, he said, can you imagine a commando, a real soldier, not a guy who sits by computer? And he says the most difficult part in his mind was, what will happen if this fellow comes to ask forgiveness? He said, I prepared myself many days. When he came in, crying. He said, but after I told him I really understand it, I forgive you, I felt that a stone was lifted from my heart. It takes, but this is this case. All cases are hagim. But look now, go back to Hay and look at a very difficult Rambam. So again, a man who is karov lemezid, the example we gave, he did not check his car a long time. He can hear what his brakes are squeaking. So listen, now listen to the list of examples of the Rambam. Kol haratzchanim shehargu be'ed echad. There's no question that the guy murdered, but there is only a single witness. Or ve'lo atra'ah. There are two witnesses, but they forgot to give him a warning. V'kayotze b'hem, similar cases, which means we legally cannot kill the murderer. Nevertheless, he's definitely a murderer. What do? Says the Rambam, Im argam bo'el adam, ein lahem damim. So every time we learn that, legally the guy's off the hook, but for the rest of his life, the bo'el adam is going to, if he wants. See, we understand if you have two witnesses. Okay, so they forgot to give a warning. A single witness is only a single witness. So look at the Kesef, look at the Ravid, look at the side. You have a Gaot HaRavad. He says the Gaot HaRavad.
Is there an Igmar Deen though, where they allow, say, okay, he's guilty, they give permission to the Goel Adam to chase him?
There's no need to do it. I mean, the minute you have a witness like appearing in court, look at the Ravid.
Saying there is a court hearing.
Of course, it's a court hearing. Otherwise, where was the single witness testifying? What?
So you're saying that even though
Social media? What was it?
no. So you're saying that even if there's one witness, they only have one witness, they're gonna have a court case and he's gonna testify, even though they know there's only one witness to start.
Let's read the Ravid. וכן כל הרצחנים שהרגו בעד אחד או בלא התראה. אמר אברהם, תימא, איך נאמין בעד אחד להתיר דמו של זה לגואל אדם? Says the Ravid, the Torah believes to two witnesses. Well, a single witness is not believed. Here I'm giving a green light to the relative to kill him. איך נתיר דמו של זה? How can we allow the גואל אדם based on קושיה עצומה, if you understand?
Yeah.
In the fake world we live, one witness is accepted. Yes? So look at the Kesef Mishneh. I mean, there's no way to answer the question. Look at the Kesef Mishneh. Kesef Mishneh, hey, look at 7 here. כתב הראב"ד, תימא, איך נאמין בעד אחד להתיר דמו של זה לגואל אדם? ויש לומר, the Kesef Mishneh is answering. ולא בעד אחד כאמר רבינו, he didn't mean a single witness, אלא היינו בעדות מיוחדת. כלומר, of course we had two witnesses, כלומר שהעיד עד אחד היום וחברו למחר. Now the rule is you can never execute a man unless the two witnesses appeared in court together, or the two witnesses saw the murder together. But if one saw it from one window and the other one saw it from another window, even though I have two witnesses, so the Kesef Mishneh says now a chidush gadol. The chidush is even though I have two physical witnesses, but halachically they are considered like an ed echad. Why? Because this type of testimony is not fully accepted to execute the guy. So he brings a very interesting raya. כמו שכתב רבינו בפרק ד' הלכה ח' גבי ההורג נפשות, ההורג נפשות שלא בעדים, שכונסים אותו לכיפה, והוקמו בגמרא בעדות מיוחדת. So look a second, in Rambam פרק ד' now, הלכה ח'. We are in פרק שישי. Please go to Rambam פרק ד' הלכה ח'. As a Mishnah is comparing it to הלכה ח'.
8.
See, you know the Rambam says there? ההורג, David, it's not in the right page. פרק ד', it should say on top, פרק ד'.
Like, it seems like it got away with a technicality.
This is exactly, but here is the chidush of the Mishnah. It's a technicality, but you must have two witnesses verify that there was a murder. See, this is his chidush. Before I saw the Mishnah by me, many years of learning, if two witnesses testify at different times, I knew that you cannot kill the guy. Because the Mishnah tells me it's like a single witness. Nevertheless, it's a definite proof that the murder took place. Therefore, the Goel Adam can do it. You look in הלכה ח'. ההורג נפשות, ולא היו שני העדים רואים אותו כאחד. But the two witnesses did not see it, אלא ראו האחד אחר האחד. This case is straight from the Gemara. You see a guy stabbing, yeah? the 12 Reuven saw him, 1201 and Shimon saw, but they didn't see it together. או שהרג לפני עדים בלא התראה, או שהוכחשו העדים בבדיקות, לא הוכחשו בחקירות. Which means, in order for the Beit Din to try to make a good investigation, there are basic questions that if one of the witnesses says, I don't know, he's not a witness. The timing, the place, the weapon, and etc. But what happened if the court is asking him, was he wearing a yellow tie or a beige tie? One witness says this, Behemet is a contradiction. Who cares? Was he wearing brown shoes or black shoes? This is enough to tell the witnesses, we cannot accept you as a pearl. Nevertheless, it's a perfect testimony on a murder. We cannot execute. What do you do then? Look at the Rambam. Kol eilu haratzchanim. This type of a murder, which means, as Larry said a minute ago, that you are off on a technicality, konsim otam lekippa, we put them in a cell. Uma'achinim otam lechem tzar u'mayim lachas. For days we give them a small amount of food, until today you pay a lot of money to be able to die, until the intestines are very shrinking. ואחר כך מאכילים שעורים עד שקריסה נבקעת מקום דחול. Then we give him a type of food that will make him blows up. Now, so here says the Kesef Mishneh, when the Rambam told us that a single witness can be killed. If there is a single witness, Goel Adam can kill. This is the case. It's not a single one. It's two, but
That became one.
logically they are considered like one. Now you realize if you go to the beginning of the halacha acheret, listen what the Rambam says there. Ha'oreg nefashot. The Rambam is not saying that if he killed one man, we would do it to him. He killed more than once, which means the guy is a brilliant guy, and it's a premeditated murder that he would not be executed. Nevertheless, it's definitely a murder. Ha'oreg nefashot.
Wow.
More than one.
Me-
You realize?
Bottom line, there's no getting away with murder.
Otherwise, you have to ask a simple question. Here the Rambam told us in the 6th parak that the relative can kill him. Why do you need a relative? If we put him in a cell and make him die. We put him in a cell if it's more than one murder.
Wow, wow, wow.
Now look further, the Rambam says, ואין עושים דבר זה לשאר מחויבי מיתת בית דין. אלא אם נתחייב מיתה ממיתים אותו, ואם אינו חייב מיתה, פותרים אותו. The guy had an affair with few women every time, by technicality is off the hook. אף על פי שיש עוונות חמורים בשפיכות דמים, the punishment of having a relationship with a married woman is harsher than murder. So why don't we put him over there in a cell? Says the Rambam, ein b'hem hashchatat yishuvo shel olam. You hear the Rambam? Having an affair is a terrible thing, but it doesn't destroy the fabrics of society. אפילו עבודה זרה. ואם צריך לומר עריות ושכנות של בית מנס, the guy is definitely worshipping idols, but you cannot kill him because of the technicality. אינם כשפיכות דמים, שאלו העוונות הם העבירות שבין אדם לקדוש ברוך הוא. Having an affair, being בחלל שבת, בין אדם להשם, אבל שפיכות דמים מהעבירות שבינו לבין חברו. וכל מי שיש בו עוון זה, הרי הוא רשע גמור. Rambam is giving him a title. ואין כל המצוות שעשה כל ימיו, שקולים כנגד עוון זה. All the mitzvot that an idiot cannot compare to a murder. ולא יצילו אותו מן הדין. And then he brings it, say הוא למד מאחיו. אחיו spread עבודה זרה over Israel. But what nailed him was what he did to Nevot. Yes, sophisticated murder of an innocent man in order to take over his property. So again, when the Rambam told us in Perek Vav, if a fellow is killing with a single witness, the Goel Adam can take him. Pesach Mishneh says, no, you cannot do it. A single witness is not a definite proof. We cannot give someone a green light to kill him if we're not, we don't know for sure he is a murderer.
So we have two witnesses that can't answer the question.
So remember, if it's a major question, like which day of the week, morning or afternoon, then we're not accepting the testimony.
Like you mentioned the
Give
tie.
the category.
Have you mentioned the tie?
Right, but if
He was wearing a tie, but I couldn't tell what color. Two witnesses.
see, David is asking, if the witnesses are saying, I'm not sure, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. If one says green, one says yellow, then see, they have the choice. And
To answer or
not
But
essential,
then it's almost impossible.
not
to
essential
really-
questions to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
Go back a second to the Rambam. The Rambam has made, go back to Perek Shishi. Gives many, Perek Shvi, the beginning of the seventh Perek.
Oh yeah, we learned this.
You learned it in Masechet Makot, if you learned Mishnah.
Oh, we once discussed this with the,
תלמיד שגלה לערי מקלט, מגלין רבו עמו. Now, most people that we know, if you attend classes and you're used to a certain style of learning, so the Beidin would tell his mentor that he has to go to a מקלט. Why? שנאמר וחי בהם. We are providing the murderer not only a physical place that protects him, a city, food. Aselo kadesh yichye. Only Judaism can write the following sentence. V'chayei ba'arei chokhma u'mevakshei averot talmud k'mitach hashuvim. How many people in the Jewish community can say, yes? You go on vacation without any Torah, he says, you're dead, where are you going? Yes? Now, so the Rambam is saying that in addition,
does the Goel, does the Rav has to live there, or he just has to?
Remember, this is before cars or helicopters, so in reality, he has to live there. But you realize, of course, that it's not only him, you have a class. I mean, the Rambam covers it because it's a Mishnah, but it shows you how far real Chokhmah and Torah, which means it's part of the lessons that he learns in the Ir Miklat, is why he's there. Is to learn to improve. You are removed from your immediate society. And look a second at the Rambam. Halacha bet. Eved shegala le'ir miklat, a non-Jewish slave, killed. He goes to Ir Miklat. Ein rabo chayav lezuno. His master is not obligated to provide him food. However, Isha shegalat le'ir miklat, a woman killed accidentally, ba'ala chayav lezuno. ואינו יכול לומר להשיא מעשה ידיים ומזונותיים. You cannot tell her, listen, you have a job, support yourself. Your obligation to your wife as a married couple is to provide food. Now,
But if an Eved and Isha are usually, well, this is, and how do you know this isn't an Eved Ivri hypothetically?
because every Ivri is a regular Jew. So there's no Hava Mina, yes?
Oh, so, okay.
So married, I mean, theoretically speaking, every Ivri is working for his master. Accidentally, he killed someone. His master had the right to tell him, give me all the money that you make in the Miklat, because your time belongs to me, yes? Here, the same as Eved Knani, look at the beginning of Bet. The Rambam says, U'maaseh Adam v'rabo. Whatever profit the Eved Knani makes belongs to his master. So is by Eved Ivri. Now look at the Rambam Halacha Gimel to show you. Remember, from a young age, we look at the Miklat as a place to protect the murderer, the shogeg. Listen to the Rambam. רוצח שנגמר דינו להגלותו. The court decided that this is
Okay.
what the murder is rendered as shogeg, and he has to go to Miklat. הוא מת קודם שיגלה, okay? The murder took place near Tzfat. He has to go to a Miklat 20 miles away. He died before. מוליכים עצמותיו לשם. He cannot be buried in his family estate near Tzfat. He bury him in the Miklat. Which means part of the atonement is to be there until the Kohen Gadol dies. After the Kohen Gadol dies, we would remove your remains to be buried with your family. Look further. ורוצח שמת בעיר מקלטו. The guy married 5 years ago, had a heart attack, he died in the מקלט, קוברים אותו שם. ובעת שימות הכהן הגדול, הם מוליכים עצמות הרוצח. So his remains, his body has to be buried in the מקלט until the Kohen Gadol died. I'll tell you a chidush I saw yesterday or the day before. Look at Halacha Chet. This is a chidush. I mean, the Rambam is not a chidush. The chidush is what I'm going to add to the Rambam. The Rambam says, הגולה אינו יוצא מעיר מקלטו לעולם. He's there. אפילו לדבר מצווה. or לעדות. Let's say the murderer of a shogeg can testify on behalf of someone. He's not allowed to go on. בין עדות ממון, בין עדות נפשות, ואפילו להציל נפש בעדות. His testimony might save someone's life. או להציל מיד הגיס, או מיד הנהר, או מיד הדלקה. The guy is an expert here. Now here the Rambam says חידוש נפלא, ואפילו כל ישראל צריכים את תשועתו כיואב בן צרויה. I mean, it's a general in the army. There is a war. We need it. The Rambam says you stay in the Miklat. עד מות הכהן הגדול, ואם יצא התיר עצמו למיתה. Okay, so this we said more than once before. The Rambam basically at the end is explaining to us why. Because he is not obligated to expose his life to death. If he goes to be a general, if he goes to testify, the Goel Hadam can really.
Also, he's protecting the Goel Hadam.
So here's the point. So I saw yesterday or the day before that in a case, let's say, in a case that he is a general in the army, and we really need him, the Beidin are going to lock up the Goel Hadam.
Wow.
which means we need him. But the Rambam says we cannot tell you to live because you are exposing yourself to danger, yes? And this goes back to the question, am I obligated to put my life in danger to save someone's life? And the Rambam says no. Nevertheless, we make sure that the Goel Adam is not available, so to say.
Right, but what happens if the murderer is a witness to a murder? He's one of the two witnesses, and now they need him to testify.
Right, so the Rambam says we would not allow him to come out.
You can't put him at risk.
Nevertheless, why again? Because by going out,
He's at risk.
it's a risk. However, based on what we said a minute ago,
Yeah.
the court who's collecting the evidence would come to the Imiklat to hear his testimony.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Remember, it doesn't have to be
Physically.
or the Sanhedrin in the Imiklat can hear his testimony and notify the Beit Din.
Or he can go out and they put Goel Hadam in jail
But you see,
Yeah.
or in custody.
the minute you hear the magic word, let's lock up the Goel Adam, it's only in extreme situations, yes? Here,
Like it's a war, not a single murder.
maybe the case of Rani. But his testimony is a vital testimony to find someone guilty on a murder. Maybe there.
That might be extreme enough. It might be.
Yeah, right, because based on what the Rambam told us before about murder.
Yeah.
Now look a second. Now, Lachayu, this is very interesting. רוצח שנגמר דינו לגלות. The Sanhedrin says that this murder is shogeg, he has to go to עיר מקלט. ולא היה שם כהן גדול. But temporarily the Kohen Gadol did not serve. He died yesterday within the left anyone. Or ההורה כהן גדול. או כהן גדול killed. הרי אלו גולים ואינם יוצאים מעיר מקלט לעולם. Here, this is a trivia question. Who stays in the עיר מקלט forever? If when the verdict came, there's no serving Kohen Gadol. Why? Either because he died within the left another one, or because the one you killed is a Kohen Gadol. The murderer stays in the Miklat forever. Why? It's not automatically, if the Kohen Gadol dies, you go back. The Kohen Gadol that was serving when your sentence was read, he is the one to bring you home. If there's no Kohen Gadol, it's a Gemara. The Gemara says, you learn from the Pasuk that you stay there forever. Okay, so tomorrow morning, remember, we learn on my regular number, not this number, which is Sharet Zion. Tomorrow morning, it's my number, yes? The 464, yeah? Have a wonderful day.
Yeshikayach, have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Rabbi Pro.
But you see, George, when you get kids, you understand what the Balando is, and there is a point if you don't go